Marcus Chen hadn't expected his survey mission on Kepler 442b to turn into a sprint through bioluminescent forests. But life rarely followed the mission brief. The distress signal had come through garbled and weak, barely registering on his scanner. Protocol dictated he report it to the orbital station and wait for backup. But the scream that followed, raw and terrified, made protocol seem like a luxury he couldn't afford. He crashed through the violet undergrowth, his exosuit's servos whining with each leap over fallen logs that glowed with fungal light. The forest opened into a clearing and Marcus's blood ran cold. A creature the size of a Terran grizzly, covered in crystalline scales that refracted the moonlight into 1,000 menacing colors, had cornered something small against a rock face. The thing's 6 legs moved with serpentine grace, and its head split open to reveal rows of translucent teeth that dripped with venom. Pinned beneath one of its clawed appendages was a girl. No, not human, but close enough. Her skin shimmered with an opalescent sheen and her eyes were too large, too luminous. She couldn't have been more than the equivalent of a human teenager. Marcus didn't think. He pulled his plasma torch from his belt and ignited it with a sharp hiss. The beast's attention snapped toward him, compound eyes glittering with predatory intelligence. "Hey, ugly," Marcus shouted, waving the torch. "Pick on someone your own size." The creature abandoned its prey and charged. Marcus had hunted dangerous game on 3 different worlds, but nothing had prepared him for the sheer speed of this predator. He dove sideways, feeling the displacement of air as the beast's claws missed his helmet by centimeters. Rolling to his feet, he slashed with the torch, scoring a burning line across the creature's flank. It shrieked, a sound that made Marcus's teeth ache, and whirled with impossible agility. They circled each other, and Marcus could see the intelligence in those alien eyes. It was learning his patterns, testing his defenses. The girl remained pressed against the rocks, her chest heaving with rapid breaths. When the beast lunged again, Marcus was ready. He triggered his suit's emergency thrusters, launching himself upward and over the creature's back. As he sailed through the air, he drove the plasma torch down with both hands, burying it deep between the crystalline scales where the neck met the shoulder. The beast convulsed, its death throes violent enough to throw Marcus 10 feet away. He hit the ground hard, his suit's impact absorption saving him from broken ribs. By the time he regained his feet, the creature had collapsed, its bioluminescence fading to darkness. Marcus approached the girl slowly, hands raised. She watched him with those enormous eyes, her body trembling. He removed his helmet, showing her his face, and offered what he hoped was a reassuring smile. "It's okay," he said softly, knowing she couldn't understand the words but hoping his tone would convey safety. "You're safe now." She stared at him for a long moment, then her legs gave out. Marcus caught her before she hit the ground, surprised by how light she was. Her skin was warm, almost feverish, and he could feel her heartbeat, or hearts, plural, racing against his chest. He carried her back to his camp, monitoring her vital signs through his suit's medical scanner. Shock, minor lacerations, but nothing life-threatening. As he tended to her wounds with the limited supplies in his medkit, she watched his every move with an intensity that was almost unsettling. When she finally spoke, her voice was like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Marcus activated his translator, but the device struggled with her language, only catching fragments. "Saved, debt, honor." "No debt," Marcus assured her. "Just glad I could help." She fell asleep soon after, and Marcus kept watch through the night, his plasma rifle across his lap. When dawn broke over Kepler 442b, painting the sky in shades of amber and rose, he found her gone. For 3 days, Marcus continued his survey work, mapping mineral deposits and cataloging native flora. He told himself that the rescue had been a one-time event, a brief intersection of 2 lives that would never cross again. He filed his report with the station, leaving out the part about the girl. Something told him she wouldn't want to be studied by xenobiologists. On the 4th day, they came. Marcus was analyzing soil samples when the forest fell silent, that preternatural quiet that preceded either a storm or something worse. He reached for his rifle just as figures began emerging from the tree line. Dozens of them, then hundreds, all sharing the same opalescent skin and luminous eyes as the girl he'd saved. They moved with purpose, forming a semicircle around his camp. Marcus's hand tightened on his weapon, but something stopped him from raising it. These weren't predators stalking prey. This was something else entirely. The girl stepped forward from the crowd. She wore what looked like ceremonial attire now, decorated with stones that pulsed with inner light. Behind her walked an older figure, tall and dignified, with skin that held the patina of age and wisdom. She spoke, and this time Marcus's translator caught every word. "You saved the life of Lyra, daughter of the chief, heir to the Cathara tribe. By the ancient laws of our people, a life debt cannot be repaid with mere gratitude." She knelt, and behind her every member of the tribe did the same. "We pledge ourselves to you, Marcus Chen of Terra. Your enemies are our enemies. Your dreams are our dreams. Until the stars grow cold and the worlds fall silent, the Cathara stand with you." Marcus stared at the sea of kneeling figures, his mind struggling to process what was happening. He'd saved one life because it was the right thing to do. He'd expected nothing in return, certainly not this. I don't understand," he managed. "I just did what anyone would do." Lyra rose, a small smile playing at her lips. "That is why we follow you, Marcus Chen. In all the galaxy, among all the species that reach for the stars, humans alone do what is right without thought of reward. You do not calculate honor, you simply act." She placed her hand over her hearts. "Teach us to be like you." As the Cathara tribe rose as one, their voices raised in a haunting harmony that echoed through the forest, Marcus realized his mission had just become far more complicated. But looking at Lyra's grateful face, at the hope shining in the eyes of her people, he couldn't bring himself to regret a single moment. After all, he was human, and helping others was what humans did best.